Good morning, world. Good morning, world. Welcome to Personal Lifestyle Determinants of Health. Today's episode is Change Habits Mindfulness. Oh my goodness, change come in all forms, and if you can plan for it, it's one thing, but if it's unexpected, oh, it can have a lot of consequences. My challenge is disruption. I hate the disruption change cause to my routine, to my comfort zone, to my familiarity that's going on at the time. And even if I know I'm going to be encountering some change, it's still difficult. And change as a consequence of health, it can be disorienting. It can ooh, um, cause hypertension. It can cause panic attacks and anxiety attacks. It can cause depression. I mean, it's got a lot of consequences on your health. And one of the things that over the years I have been trying to do is to manage change, because there are always things that will create change in your life, like, the death of a loved one, you know, moving, relocating to some place unfamiliar or new, a breakup, or, things like marriage or divorce. All those things are changes. Travel is one of my thing. Even though I plan and I know it's coming, I still get anxiety, travel anxiety before I travel. All the time I'm planning, I only start relaxing when I'm sitting in the plane, because there's so many things I can't control, like traffic to the airport, cancellations, uh, getting a good seat when I get to in the plane, little things, but they matter a lot, and they create some kind of discomfort. So change is a huge one. And when we look at it, we have to kind of have some coping mechanism. What you want to do is to know when you can rescue yourself, or when you can manage yourself, or when you need to ask for help. That's very important, when you need to ask for help, because, it can be one of those things that can really throw you off, and you default or regress to old habits, or you want to regress or default to your comfort zone, good or bad. But the whole idea is sometimes you move away from those things, and you want to make sure that you are not going back to a bad place. Sometimes it also causes, uh, sleeping and eating disorders or dysfunctions. So, while we might think, oh, change habits are something that are not that important, they really have major consequences on your health. Like yesterday, I woke up, I look at my cell phone, I realize my cell phone and my radio alarm clock are telling me the wrong time. And I didn't realize we were switching, we were springing forward an hour. I really got disoriented from just such a small change. But I've also noticed that, change of weather, change in seasons, you know, kind of throw me off. a little bit. Do I keep my winter clothes and take out my summer clothes? Am I going to be wearing something? I mean, it's little things that create this kind of apprehension in you. So, my first solution is I always stop and I go still because uh, I need to slow myself down. Like with the disorientation, uh, I need to slow myself down so that my mind can catch up with everything else that's going outside of me. So the best thing is stop and slow yourself down, because when you slow yourself down, you start getting very deliberate about what you are doing, and you are watching yourself, the self watching again. You are watching yourself as you are kind of like in slow motion, watching what's going on, and you're slowing your mind. And I try to kind of like also slow my activities, what I'm doing that day or that week, this way until I have some kind of adjustments. Uh, when it, like if it's change that I know it's coming, I do a lot of mental preparation and mental planning. And like I said, there are some things you can control and some things you can't control. But focus on the things that you can control so that you can uh, mitigate the unpredictability of situations arising. So, planning is one of those things I do. Like when I'm traveling, I start packing 2 weeks before. I am traveling, I have my suitcase open, and I'm throwing the things that I want to take with me as the day go on, because one of the things I hate is having to leave something that I wanted to take with me. It can really kind of like put that crimp in my vacation or in my business travels, etc. So I start planning for the things I want to keep. The other thing is, especially with the huge stuff, meditating. Woo. And even if you are not used to, uh, you know, full meditation, the practice of meditation, just give yourself some space, both mentally, physically, emotionally, and retreat inwards and just uh, focus on what's going on inside me and what's going on around me, and start shade all the things that you don't need, or that that no longer fit because of the change that has come about. And for me, I could just be meditating in my car driving somewhere, because quietness is a very important part of meditating. And I also do a lot of meditating in my bedroom, because my bedroom is a peaceful zone. I have created it in such a way that I I I can go there and find, a sanctuary of peace. The other thing is what I call intermittent um, stillness, where I take moments throughout my day just to be completely still. And I, I just am not trying to think of anything, not trying not to feel anything. And it helps me kind of like regroup, you know. Of course, I mentioned before, re, retreat, reevaluate, reassess, regroup. It's part of that stillness as well, where I just need to shut out the noise and focus on what's going on and the changes that have come about as a result of the situation of change. The other thing that I always, of course, walking, I don't know whether I mentioned it already, walking is a good practice. Walk, 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 and just do what you need to do. The other thing I always talk about is self emptiness. Empty your head, empty your stomach, empty. I mean, some people do it through fasting because once your body is empty, you start getting a certain clarity of mind. So if it's fasting that you do, then fast. But I just kind of like uh, try to empty. I try to stop talking. You know, I I stop eating for a few days, and I can feel some clarity coming back into my thought. I also empty. I start, cleaning out. I empty things physically as well. So there are so many ways you could manage change, but know, you know, when you need help, if you're going through crisis with a change that might have occurred that's very traumatic or dramatic in your life. So that's all I have to share when it comes to change habits as mindfulness as a personal determinant of health. If nobody told you they love you, I do. Ciao, ciao.